guys, so in today's video I'm going to be talking to you all about Depop and my top tips on selling items online. I'm always selling things online, so for me it just kind of comes naturally, and I've learned tips and tricks along the way which work for me, but I know some people really struggle with it or don't really know how to get into it, don't know where to start. So I thought I'd share with you my tips on how I Depop or how I sell things online, and hopefully they can help you. Hopefully you could start up like your own little Depop shop of your items that you're selling. Thought I could give a good bit of knowledge to you guys on selling things online. Tip number 1, choose your app wisely. Now I personally use Depop, as I said. I find Depop works perfectly for the items that I'm selling, but other apps you could use are Shpock, Vinted. If there's any more I'll pop them below. Also eBay. All apps that I'm pretty sure are all worthy of selling things online. I like Depop. You do have a selling fee that you have to pay to Depop, but for me it works and I get the right customer or right person buying my items, so it really works for what I'm selling. That is something you have to think about when you're picking an app. What is your customer? What is the type of person that's going to be buying your item? For instance, I sell a lot of kind of current stuff, items that, you know, are kind of more popular, I suppose, like on-trend pieces. That's the kind of thing I tend to sell. Not always. Some bits are like bits I've had ages, some bits are like brand new, and I think my personal style appeals to like a younger audience, probably of my similar age bracket range, that are into like clothes. People that would probably likely go onto Depop. You might have someone who's maybe got an older age range. I don't know where people sell. It's kind of like a try bits out. If you've tried Depop and it's not working for you, maybe try another app. If that's not working, try eBay. eBay's always a good one to go for, no matter what you're selling, because there's so many people looking at bits and bobs on eBay. Tip number 2 is all about pulling the items from your wardrobe. Now, when you're pulling the items from your wardrobe, the bits you want to sell, box them up and put them in a separate box, away from the rest of your clothes and shoes and accessories. I say this because often you'll forget that you've put something on at Depop, then someone buys it and you're like, oh my god, I've worn that, I've stained it, or oh my god, where is that item, I don't know. So my tip for that is putting it all in a box. Now, you could store that box under your bed, you could store it in your wardrobe, wherever you've got space. If you've got a small room, for example, and you've got loads of bits, maybe you pop them above your wardrobe or in your wardrobe, as long as they're kind of kept away, stuffed in a bag, whatever works for you and your space. Put them in there and then you'll be like good to go, because you know where everything is. For a little bit of reference, I thought I'd show you what my stuff currently sits in. I have this like massive plastic tub. The lid doesn't usually fit on it, usually it's overflowing, but it's nice and tightly compacted at the moment, and I keep all of my items folded up in here, all the bits that I'm selling in here. I actually currently have another box which has all of the bits that are on Depop. These bits aren't on Depop yet, so then I know which ones I have put up and which bits I haven't, but that's not necessary, that's just me being like super organised and making sure I know what I've put up. Tip number 3, take pictures of the items on you. Now this is purely depends on the items and what you're selling. For me, I always find that things sell better when you've kind of put it on in a way you would wear it. So perhaps you've got a blouse, and what type of jeans would you wear that blouse, or if you've got a crop top, like a short little crop top, what would you style it with? Just because then the customer or the person who's buying it is like, oh, actually that crop top will go really nicely with that top, that skirt that I have, or that t-shirt will go really nicely with the skirt that I have that's very similar to that. I think it kind of makes people want to buy things more because they can see how you would wear it or how you've worn it, and especially if you've got like people you know that follow you, they might have seen your outfits, they might like your style, then they can like kind of get inspiration for how they would style it without, you know, being like, bam, here's a picture, you must style it this way kind of thing. But like I said, you don't have to take pictures of everything on you. I don't do it for everything. For instance, you might have little crop tops, like bandeau crop tops for example, don't really need to be worn on. You kind of get the gist of how they look. Same with like if you've got a pair of plain black jeans, you don't really need to take those on. You don't really need to take a photo of those. Swimwear, underwear, any bits like that, you don't need to try those on. You don't have to. You don't have to try anything on. You can just take pictures of the items if you want. See what works for you. Tip number 4, don't put prices too high. Now, with pricing, it's very, very difficult because you kind of just have to fully judge on what you think the price is and what it's worth. For me, I always try and think, right, if I was buying this, how much would I want to spend on this item? But just think about, is it on trend? Is it not on trend? Is it popular now? Is it not popular now? Will people be interested in buying this? I've sold tops for like £4, but then I think, well, at least it's £4 that I've got. All that kind of thing. Just think about, is it going to sell? Will people buy it? Is it the right type of thing for this time of year? How much would I want to spend on this item if I was buying it from someone else? Tip number 5, reply to people as quick as possible. Now, I have to admit, I'm not the best at replying to people, so if you've ever bought anything from me, I'm sorry. But it's kind of just a way of life. You want to be like, way of life? Kind of just like a natural thing. You should just be quick with replying. You want people to like you. You want people to want to come back and buy more from you. And obviously if you use Depop, you can review people. So you can review whether they're good or bad, give them however many stars. I have like 54 reviews, I think, and like they're all good reviews, which is amazing for me because it means people can see the reviews and be like, oh, okay, this girl is a good seller, so I will buy something from her. If you've got like 1 star, they're going to be like, oh, I don't want to buy anything from you, like, oh no, because there are dodgy people on Depop, so people are a bit wary. But as long as you're not dodgy and you're genuine, and you reply quickly and you don't leave it weeks or sell something and never reply to them, then at least you're going to hopefully bring people back, which means you'll sell more. Tip number 6, don't go crazy with the amount of items you put on Depop. I have done it before. I've posted loads and loads of bits and then I've not got anyone buying anything because people aren't seeing the things at the bottom. So you want to just do it sparingly. For instance, I put about 5 things on there at the moment, and in a couple of days or today I might put a few more bits on there just to try and get them like posted every now and then, so people then can go back to the ones the older items, but they're not super low on your thing, so people aren't like scrolling forever looking at items. That's probably a tip I've learnt recently because people just don't want to keep scrolling. Tip number 7. Now this tip is something I think everyone should do because it's a very savvy tip, and that is to keep all of your online shopping bags for sending your Depop items off with. Now, this box right here is a box full of online shopping bags or anything that I've been sent in blogger mail or anything. So, let me put this side. So, in here I have endless amounts of like bags and like envelopes and things, and it looks silly. This is all collected. I haven't just done like one load of shopping. I keep all of these bags, so if I ever have like do any online shopping and I've got like a bag from that and I've kept the item, not sent it back, I'll pop it in there. If I've got some blog mail and the envelope is pretty decent, I'll pop it in there. All you have to do is like rip off the label or like stick a label over the top or cross it all out, and you're good to go and you can use the bags again. It's literally the most savviest tip I'm ever going to give anyone because it's such a clever tip as well. I'm like well chuffed with myself. But honestly, it saves so much money as well. You're not spending money on bags all the time, and you can get cheap bags from eBay. I can't remember how much, I want to say 50 for like £4, but it's still £4, and do you really want to spend £4 when you have like a whole box of bags at home, you know? But honestly, I highly recommend that tip because it saved me a lot of money, that's for sure. Tip number 8, include your postage in the price. I only say this because people will always ask you how much postage is, and it's so frustrating to be like, oh, it's this amount, oh, it's this amount. You have to tell everyone. So if you just say in the caption, postage is included in the price, then you're good to go. I know some people like to make a bit more extra money out of the postage. To be honest, for me, I'm just trying to sell the items. I just don't want them anymore. So I always just say postage is included in the price, and usually the item is like £10. because I'm not trying to make money out of it. I'm just trying to sell the items to make them go to a better home. Well, I am trying to make money out of it, but I'm not trying to like get as much money out of people as I can. I'm just trying to sell the items so that they're not clogging up my room and my wardrobe space. So I'm not so fussed about, you know, postage and stuff, because people are more likely to buy something knowing they don't have to pay extra postage, because we all know no one wants to be paying postage, right? Tip number 9, put your details in your like bio on your profile. For instance, I have my height and my like dress size, so that people know when they're coming onto my profile, when they click an item, they're like, oh, how tall is she? It already tells you how tall I am. It's just a really easy way to not have to keep replying to people being like, I'm 5'2.5", I'm 5'2.5". Like, it's just annoying. My final tip, so tip number 10, is any unwanted items, any items you don't sell, take them to a charity shop or recycle them. I do this a lot because I find sometimes people don't want to buy some of the stuff you've had for ages. Some things aren't in trend anymore. So I'll just bag them up, take them to the recycling bin thingy, or I'll take them to a charity shop if they're like good enough pieces to take to a charity shop. Usually I just recycle them because it's the best way to do so, and usually recycled clothing goes to a better home, which helps everyone. So yeah, just don't keep things if you don't need them. Like, do just recycle them or charity shop them, because people will benefit better that way rather than just chucking them in the bin or putting them back in your wardrobe. If you're not going to wear them, there's no point keeping it. There you have it. That is all of my Depop tips. Hopefully they helped you. Hopefully you're now ready and raring to go for your own little Depop mission. Like I said, it's pretty straightforward. If you're wanting to go for something simple, use Depop. But if you know other apps that work for you, or your friends know other apps that work better for you, use those. I haven't used any of them, so I wouldn't know apart from eBay. But I will see adverts for them, and I know some people must do really well on other apps. Some people make like a good amount of money even just selling on Depop. Let me know what you think. If you have any questions or you need any more tips, or you want to know any more information, you're a bit stuck, pop a comment below and I will get back to you. Or you can message me on Instagram or Twitter if that's easier for you. I will pop all of my social media links below. I'll also pop my Depop name on the screen. It's I am Charlotte Olivia, but you know, I'll pop it on there anyway. So if you want to go and shop my Depop, you can. So yeah, I will see you next week with another video, and it will probably be a haul, so keep your eyes peeled for that, and I will see you very soon. Bye guys!